Welcome to Storytelling 14. My name is Henry. I am a native English speaker and a teacher in the COSO's Intense Study. This is an Intense Tips Podcasts episode from the COSO's Intense Study, aimed at practicing English through text study. Today we are going to start studying the sequel of Sir Gawain and the Green Knight's story, but first I want to remind you how to proceed with the study of that text, how actually learn English in practice. You need to use the 3 study steps of the UpDown method. Unveil, reading the text seeking to understand the text, without focusing on grammatical details. Practice, reading plus listening intensely until you can understand the text in its entirety. Mastering, only listening practice, seeking to achieve 80% of native audio understanding. It's extremely important that you download the episode's PDF for a full study during or after the episode. You can access it on the website, www.cursusintensivstudy.com.br/storytelling. Even though the focus of the methodology is to understand 80% of the text audio, never skip steps, do each of the steps described above. This is a weekly study. All the most important words and structures are marked in green bold or purple bold, aiming to deepen in very important patterns. Today's text, besides being rich in context, it's also rich in vocabulary. It's worth mentioning the various phrasal verbs present in the text, as set out, meaning leaving on a trip or journey. Stretched out, the past of phrasal verb stretch out, meaning to stretch something. Settle down, verb plus something plus preposition or adverb, meaning to accommodate. And finally find out, meaning to discover something. We also have the famous expressions that when played for their literal translations in Portuguese don't make any sense in the context. They are this way and that, would be in Portuguese a change from one place to another. Please confirm that I am correct in this explanation. Have, as a present continuous auxiliary. The one, meaning that one, focused on something or someone specific. And all, meaning still, quite different from the literal meaning. These are the structures that I consider most important within this text. The others are easy to understand or were studied on the first storytelling course. Without further ado, let's go to our native audio for a practical approach to the text. A great English practice week, and I'll see you in the next storytelling.
Sir Gawain and the Green Knight, Part 2.
Before the cock crowed, the huntsmen and hounds gathered in the courtyard of the castle. They set out noisily for the forest, with many barks and calls on the hunting horn. Wild things trembled when they heard the din. Deer darted along the valley. Soon the hinds were springing this way and that to flee the flying arrows and the greyhounds snapping at their feet. Bertilac galloped ahead of the pack, thrilling to the chase. But in the castle, the handsome head of Sir Gawain lay on his pillow, his strong limbs stretched out between the richly coloured covers of his bed. As the rays of the morning sun fell on his face, he lingered somewhere between sleep and awakening.
I hear the latch on the door rise gently. I feel a soft presence in the room. Do I dream? She parts the curtain of the bed and settles gently down near my feet. I feel her blue eyes gazing on my face. What shall I do? Pretend to sleep on? But better, I think, to find out what brings her here. My Lady Bertilac!
You, Sir Gawain, are my prisoner. You failed to hear me enter. The sentries of your 5 senses were asleep, and now I have taken you by surprise.
Fair lady, I beg for your mercy. But now I pray retreat behind the door so that I may rise and dress, and then I can receive you more properly.
No, indeed, my noble prisoner. You shall not rise from your bed. Instead, I shall tuck you in, and I shall sit here and talk pleasantly with the knight whom I have caught.
It is my pleasure to be held captive by one so lovely.
Lucky will be the one who marries you. If a woman lived 7 lifetimes, it would be hard to find a husband more handsome, noble, and pleasant.
Then you are the more fortunate, because you have already chosen a husband who is better than me in every respect.
But I am no longer sure that you are a true knight. For would not a true knight seek at least a single kiss from a lady?
Very well, my lady. If I will grant you one chaste kiss, will you set me free?
I agree to your terms. In exchange for one kiss, I will release my prisoner. For now.